since the picture. But it's a minor undertaking that would be one of the first things that I would address so that I'm not making a mess over there.
So the existing gravel, if you mowed a little bit,
Yep,
would be usable?
absolutely.
I'm good. I don't have any
Good.
questions.
The
Any-
existing, which side of the existing on the right? This
So
side?
that is actually blacktop on the right there. And then if you look on the left side, you can see the gravel back there. There's a parking area from where
Well,
that.
if you want to put parking here, it will have to meet the front setback requirements.
Okay, so right back in here, there's a parking area for at least 3 vehicles, really, if you want.
Yeah, it has to be 30 feet from the front over here.
30 feet?
So, yeah,
Okay, and that's
yeah,
at least 30 feet back there.
at least 30 feet.
Yeah,
So if you want to
Yeah.
put parking there, you have to consider that.
okay,
You probably have to reach back to us with plans of that parking.
okay. So in other words, if it's more than 30 feet from the road,
Yeah, you should be fine, less you
Okay.
have to come back.
yeah, and it will be. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm confused, Angie. So the driveway that's there now on the left, does he have to request a variance for that now? or
Yeah,
does-
because this is not paved, this is just gravel.
So he does need it or he doesn't need it?
He doesn't, he's proposing that if the board wants him to put parking over there, then he will have to pave this,
Okay,
put kind of asphalt on it or something. But that is why I'm saying if you intends to do that, then it means that if he's providing parking right here, it has to be at least 30 feet from St. Mary's Avenue, on the front property line.
but, oh,
The parking has to be at least 30 feet.
all right.
Okay, so that is an existing parking area that is at least 30 feet,
It's existing,
but it
This
is,
is-
it is over 30 feet though, so.
okay,
that-
yeah. If you intend to proceed with that, you have
Yep.
to show us some drawing.
Okay,
Yeah.
Angelina, just for it to be paved or if he was just putting gravel down or both?
Well, right now, it's not an approved parking. Right now, it's not an approved
It's
parking.
just
I
a-
don't
it's
see,
just
I
a
don't see
side
that.
lawn with,
Yeah,
Okay.
this is not paved. It's just, it's not concrete or anything. This is just gravel.
Okay.
It's not an approved parking surface here. So if you want to kind of make it like an approved
Yeah,
parking
okay.
for the
Okay.
residents,
Yep.
he will have to provide us with drawings on
Okay.
exactly where he's going.
would that be through the building department or zoning?
Yeah,
Okay,
you have to, they will come through if you submit to planning,
okay,
building permits, they'll let us.
gotcha, okay.
So it won't come back to us probably
If
because.
if he's not meeting the 30 feet, he
Right.
would come back
Right,
to you
right.
guys.
but it
Right.
sounds like he should have no problem.
Yeah, he said it, yeah.
Can we grant a conditional variance based on the condition of resubmitting the plans to building or code and having it approved? Or do we wait until he comes back?
Well, this particular variance doesn't, he's not required to provide parking.
No, he does not. That's my point.
Yeah, so you can grant it. I don't think there should be an issue. It's not, if he were to be required to come to provide parking, then you would have to make that condition.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I do,
That is,
yep.
that is. my
Yeah,
point.
so we can,
Sure.
you guys can grant the use variance. However, in order to move forward with the building permit, if I were to increase parking or
Yes.
update parking, I would need to come back. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
You go through the
Okay.
building department again,
Okay,
and then they will let us know if you're
Perfect.
not meeting that.
okay, makes
Okay.
sense. So I can move forward, assuming I'm granted the use variance, I can move forward with building permit plans, which at this point may or may not include parking issues, but
Yeah.
if I were to upgrade or change the parking situation, that would be a building department issue, which could come back to this board.
Yes.
Okay,
correct.
gotcha. Yep,
Okay.
makes sense.
Any questions from the public at all?
Anybody online?
No,
She said
there's no one
nobody's
online.
Nobody's online. Okay,
Nobody's online. Okay,
so we want to use.
I have a question before you go forward. at the last meeting before it was tabled, did anyone present the environmental motion?
No,
No. And without council present, are people comfortable with me presenting that?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Shall I proceed?
Yes,
You
Please
proceed,
do.
please.
Mr. Chairperson, in regard to PLZBA 2026-0015, as supported by the staff reports, I ask that the board find this proposal to be an unlisted seeker action with sufficient information available for a negative declaration.
I second.
Have a call.
Roll
Yes,
Roll call.
I approve.
approve.
yes.
Approve.
call. Approve.
That's for the sequel.
Now we gotta go.
All right.
Zach.
You want-
I'll do it right here. I'm
Okay.
gonna move that the board approve PLZBA 2026-0015 at 1800 Mount St. Mary's Ave. The applicant is proposing to convert an existing single-family dwelling into a two-family, requiring this use variance. The property is, I move that we approve this variance. The property is unable to provide a reasonable return unless this variance is approved. The hardship relating to this property is unique when compared to similar properties and does not apply to a substantial portion of the neighborhood. The requested variance, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood and, well, I guess it's not self-created. He's just kind of trying to move forward with what he's trying to
His
do.
life.
So his life, yes. So,
Okay.
Second the motion.
Okay.
Wait, are you putting a condition on that about the
No,
driveway?
no.
No.
Okay.
no, let's do
No,
nothing to do
Let's
with
do
it.
nothing, yep.
I approve.
Building permit.
I approve.
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
all set.
Thank you all very much. Have
Yeah.
a wonderful night. Thank you.
good luck.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna need it.
It's a beautiful house.
It is a beautiful house.
Go to
Most things in life you shouldn't get.
34 Brunswick Road.
Okay, we're gonna go, like we said, we're gonna go to Brunswick Road, 34 Brunswick Road, please. Use LZBA 2026-0025. State your name, your address, and
Hi, I'm Mark Heffernan. I live at 34 Brunswick Road. Troy.
what you're here for.
I'd like to build a fence in my front yard. I have a son with Down syndrome and he elopes. He runs off. And I would like to create some containment for safety in the front yard, but also to we want to create a security enclosure, something that will prevent him from running into Route 2. And the design that I've put forward allows a kind of a combination of security and privacy walls remaining neighborly. It's a 4 foot, it's a 4 to 6 foot swoop top fence. So it's 6 feet at the posts. You can see here, 6 feet at the posts and comes down to 4 feet so that we can maintain visibility out into the community, but create adequate safety enclosure, security, and some degree of privacy without a 6
So,
foot.
all right. So I looked at your house, your property, and somebody down the way's got a 4-foot fence. Right? If I'm looking at your
Right.
house
Sure.
down,
Sure.
going out of to the left, thank you.
Yeah.
Going out of Troy, they have a 4-foot fence. I have a problem with the 6-foot part of it. I don't have a problem with the variance of. If we make you do the setback, you're losing a lot of lawn and I understand you got
yeah,
a situation
yeah.
where you're trying to enclose what you need to enclose.
Now,
That will, I just
Yeah,
want to
right.
finish it. Like this
Sure.
particular fence is, for me personally, visually too solid. If I like the swoop, I don't love the 6-foot part. You know, they do make the swoop fences that have a bigger gap in between them, so it's very, yeah. And it's kind of heavy for that little strip there, because nobody else really has a fence there except for the one down the road that's got a short, very wide picketed fence. So visually for the town, I think it does alter the neighborhood. I understand your point. You're looking for safety and security. But I have kind of a problem with the visual aspect of it.
Yeah, the picket fence that you're referring to up, it's probably 6 or 8 properties up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's kind of like a little garden fence.
It's exactly.
It's a garden.
exactly.
It's a
That-
garden
That's
fence.
the only other fence on that strip of road there.
Mhm.
So,
There are, there are also some high hedges as well. Yeah, but
yeah,
no
well,
no
that's
other
it. And
fences.
you have a whole row of trees actually right where you want to put the fence.
They're slightly in front.
Shrubs or
For
whatever.
They're
that,
slightly
they
in
weren't there
front.
yesterday. Were they?
Yeah, they were
They,
there.
I
Yes, in the
believe they were.
front.
Yeah, right in the front.
Yeah.
Like
Didn't you
right where
have
his,
rope? Didn't you have rope down there?
yeah, but he's
I have a
also got,
line.
like,
I have a line
Right.
that's marking the.
they're like
the line of
lilacs
it.
or something. I don't know
Yeah,
what
they're Rosa Sharon.
There you
Okay,
go.
gotcha.
Okay.
And so they'll be in front of the fence.
Okay.
Right.
So,
I have a couple of questions if I
Sure.
may.
sure.
I did 3 drive-bys in the last week. And I look at the property and I listen to your concern about your son getting out.
Mhm.
The backyard or the backside to your house
It's
is the
enclosed.
Post and Kill Creek.
And fully enclosed, the backyard.
Well, that was my next question because I didn't walk around your house.
No, yeah.
And I was curious as to why security in the front was an issue, but there was no discussion of the back.
Because the back has been developed to be secure.
That answers that
enclosed.
question.
Yeah, it's,
Yes.
The second question has to do with the U drive in front of your house.
Yeah.
Explain to me how the U drive in front of the house is still fully accessible if you put that fence across the front of the property, or are you giving up that U drive?
No, at this phase, do we have a rendering that I
No.
sent you?
This is what is on now.
I have a rendering here that I could maybe pass around here. I thought I had sent it to you, Angie. but-
Can you bring the address up on Google Maps, Angie?
Can I walk this around?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show us
So
what you
this is
got.
this is the rendering of the property, and we can see the U drive over here and over here. So in the site plan will show how the U drive also maintains accessibility.
No.
So the U drive, there's one entrance here and there's another entrance here.
So you're blocking that off with a gate?
Well,
Hmm?
that is actually that's a future thought that
So how-
I'm not
how-
addressing right now.
How are you
but,
enclosing it so your son can't get out?
at this point, I'm not enclosing it entirely. I'm creating an enclosure across the front. This is 100 feet of lawn.
Okay,
So I'm creating an enclosure that has only two exits.
okay, so you're,
So he's not gonna be.
It's really not an
It's
It's not an
enclosure.
It's
enclosure.
not an enclosure.
It's a barrier.
And actually,
Yeah.
it's a barrier.
It's a barrier.
And I do have a future thought to introduce an element of aluminum fencing and operable gates to to
Mark?
enclose the driveway, but that's a whole nother
Mhm.
can of worms.
So,
It's not in the
Don't open
budget
it,
right
right,
now,
yeah.
And
We'll leave that closed.
I'd like to, yeah.
So, I mean, does it have to be 6 foot tall? Honestly, I understand the barricade, but I mean, as a barricade, I mean, a 4 foot fence
A 4 foot fence would provide the
would actually work,
barricade. Yeah, it would provide the safety barricade.
right? Which then you wouldn't even need a variance for. Then you
Right,
would
there is
just
the,
eliminate
there is the
variance.
front,
Permit. Oh,
What?
we got the variance for.
Well, there's 2 variances. You wouldn't.
there's a front setback as well.
Right. That, we're not talking about that one. right now.
Um,
The 6 foot part. So my question
So,
is,
so to your question.
Yeah.
Yes. Does the 4 foot section do enough to
would
stop
it
his?
satisfy you?
Well, it does the security bit. The 6 foot element of it provides a degree of privacy that could allow us to reclaim our front yard in a way, because there's a lot of traffic, especially Valenti trucks, and the quarry trucks that come down past there. And it's unnerving, to say the least. And so that's the
That's your point.
that's the idea of the design. It's not only to create safety and security, but also to create some degree of privacy while still maintaining a connection with the community. I don't want to put up a stockade in my front yard. I see the zoning issue with that, but
I want to go back and finish my questions.
okay,
Floor is yours.
Thank you.
yes.
We resolved the issue of the backyard. You've explained to us that the U drive would still be in effect
Accessible, yes.
and both ends of the U drive would be open and accessible.
And that's shown in the plot plan
To
as well.
anybody.
Yeah.
So the security question sort of goes out the window with the openness of each end of the U drive. You're going to hear RJ Valenti trucks, whether you have a 10-foot fence, a 6-foot
Yeah,
fence,
sure.
or a 4-foot fence. Believe me, you're going to hear it.
We're gonna hear 'em.
I live the 4th house down on Whitman, and I can still hear Pauling Avenue.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's
Pauling
there.
is even heavier than Brunswick. Yeah,
It's a toss-up.
yeah.
Would you be willing to amend your request and go with a 4-foot high fence as opposed to the 6? And I have a reason for asking that question if you want me to share my logic with you.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to hear your logic, yes.
I know of 3 properties in the city of Troy that were turned down to extend the height of the fence. They wanted to run down the back was go for 6, going down the sides to a certain point, and then it had to drop to 4. We had a similar case in Sickaway up by the Fur Park area last year. I know of a property on the east side where the homeowners told the person if they proceeded with the 6-foot fence, they would take them to court and to the zoning board in Troy. The person was smart enough to back down and did the 4 on the side. So I've seen precedences for the 4 being upheld, but not the 6. And that's why I'm asking you, with all respect, would you be willing to go for a 4?
Can you pass me the picture again?
Well, as you point out, the security would be adequate with 4 feet. I do want to mention also that there was an aesthetic quality to the choice for the curved top.
Scout.
Yeah, which is that this is 100 feet of fence.
I understand.
It's a long fence and, you know, a long straight fence has a different rhythm, has a different appearance, has a different feel than something that undulates like this. So that was a purely aesthetic choice on my part to create that swoop top fence. And when I created this design, I didn't have any concept of the zoning.
No, I'm sure.
I think the scallop fence looks nicer than what a straight 4-foot fence.
But that's not the issue.
I understand that, but I'm just.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Stating it.
What if, well, so right now we're actually, the minimum of this fence is the maximum height.
What?
But the minimum
The minimum, the
of
low
this
point,
fence
the low point
is the maximum allowable height in the front yard. It's 48
bottom of the
inches.
scale.
It's 4 foot.
Oh.
It's 4 foot.
Took
At
me a
the-
minute to get
At
that.
the bottom, it goes to like 6 feet.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking if I brought that down to 3.5 foot or something like that, that actually, you know, if I just moved it down half a foot or 8 inches, then
Unless.
it would average out to 4 feet.
Unless you just want a straight 4 foot with whatever pillar or column at the end of the 8 foot sections you want.
So I'm gonna go back to, because now you're talking about aesthetic. I like the scallop, but I feel pretty set on the 4 foot. There's a reason that it's 4 foot in the front of a house
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
precedent has been set. But I think aesthetically, if you're talking about 100 feet of fence, if you were to have a fence that has spaces in between, aesthetically, it would look just a lot prettier because it'll look like you got a house with a white picket fence versus a stockade fence. So I would consider Googling images,
Sure.
picket fences that have spaces in between them that are still safe. We've kind of ixnayed that the fence isn't gonna prevent Valenti's noise. You're just looking for a barrier, but you're looking for an aesthetic barrier. And I
Yeah.
think spaces between the pickets would give you that.
Well, again, the privacy is,
I know, but you're losing out on the 6 foot part, so.
Yeah,
That's small.
so, are you familiar with the profile of a shadow box fence? It's a picket fence with pickets, front, back. It's alternating,
Either stack.
alternating pickets.
Yes.
So it's still, it's not solid. It can be seen through from an angle. It creates still
But your
a continuous
maximum
barrier.
height is 4 feet.
What's
yeah.
it called, a shadow box?
Shadow box, yeah. I think that's what they call it, a shadow box.
So you have
fence.
no corner posts that are 6.
Oh, here it is. Right here.
Say again?
Yeah,
With what you're talking about.
Oh, no, it sounds like the 6 foot is kind of out.
I mean, there's a shadow box.
You were talking about a little bit of a higher column being a potential?
No,
Well, here's a nice shadow box here. I don't know what your end color is if you're just doing, I mean, that's a good looking fence,
but it's a straight 4 feet.
but it's a straight 4 feet,
But there's
except
no,
with some
Except for the
foibles.
columns, except for the point.
That might be a.
no, I said the corner post does not exceed 4 feet. The crown
Right,
on the
then you
corner
can
post
You can put crowns on it.
You can put
is different.
Okay.
Don't
so that would
confuse
break,
crown
that would
going
create.
on.
That's like this, I think that's a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I did in my
Right,
backyard to keep with.
Want me to send it to you?
They let you go up like 4 inches.
I just Googled what you said, shadow box fence.
Or a round globe or something. That I would.
And that color.
I mean, I think that would be beautiful.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah, I'm amenable to that. I'd have to think about framing details and things like that, but,
What
if the 6 foot element of this, is unapprovable, then I have to revisit the design and I'm game for
Correct.
shadow
Ga-
box
game-
fence.
game-
4
Yeah,
foot-
I mean, I
4
think
foot
that's,
tall with-
it's pretty, it's
Yeah.
interesting. It kind of gives you a double barrier, not really, but kind of sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah,
And then if you
Right.
put the little foibles or whatever on
Capsules,
top,
yeah.
that would be,
sure.
that would be interesting. Are
On
you
the
looking at my
offset of the
picture now?
property.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
Now,
oh, and as you say, if I go down to 6, if I go down 4 feet, then
Then
If
you don't-
Variance
we don't
goes
need
away.
the variance.
variance
You don't
goes
need the
away.
variance.
the variance.
you go with a 4-foot high, you don't need the variance.
Right.
Right.
Now, the second part is, are you gonna
there
need
is-
an
there is.
offset on that variance?
So Angie pointed out to me that there is an offset issue in the front yard, which I was surprised by, because this is already 10 feet back from the road, but my property line is 9 feet back from the road.
Right,
So there's a requirement for the fence to be 5 feet behind the property
and
line.
you wanna
Correct.
use 1 foot instead of 5.
Yeah, but Angie and I had a discussion via email about that and about how there's I guess that front setback is for visibility of traffic or,
Yeah,
so I already have 10 feet from the curb and my fence turns back at either end.
But you're not running the fence across both ends of the U drive. So
No.
you've got,
No, in fact, there's a 5-foot setback from the drive.
my
Yeah.
point being, exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
You got plenty of visibility coming in or going out.
Yeah, I don't think visibility.
So
is an issue.
Angelina, he still would need the
1 foot.
variance, right?
I
Yeah.
do
If-
need
if-
4
if
feet
It's
of-
gonna be the same footprint as this one, yeah.
So, and the reason that I really want to have the fence within that, within the, 10 feet back from the driveway is because that creates usable space both on the outside of the,
Is the fence, I
And-
looked at today, you've got your bushes or shrubs in. You didn't have them in a couple days ago.
Right.
I did.
You did.
I saw a
Those were-
string.
We saw the string.
I didn't see any trees.
I don't know
or
what
I
these
didn't
shrubs.
guys
see it.
are saying.
Yeah,
I saw the
I was-
Rose of Sharon
I
and the
turned
string.
around.
There were
Yeah.
rows of Sharon.
Yeah, I saw them. I saw
I'm
them.
with you.
Is the fence, proposed fence behind those?
Correct.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
tight to it. The Rose of Sharon is just in front
I
of it.
got it. I'm
Yeah.
The
good.
Rose of Sharon has 2 feet behind it, so you can still put a lawnmower behind it.
Sure, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, they get big.
No, I
but-
know, but they're
They're not-
because I missed them.
Well, there's no leaves on them quite yet. They're-
No, yeah, they don't,
Okay.
they leaf out late.
Yeah, they
They
leave.
leave
So
out.
out
you're
late. There's a spindly
amending the
little thing.
request for the 6 foot, you're gonna go with the 4, that's not the issue.
I can amend that.
Fine.
Yeah.
That goes in the minutes that he's voluntarily amended that, so we don't have to vote on that because 4 is allowed by code, right?
Correct.
Right.
Right.
So the only thing he needs,
It's a variance for the setback, which I personally don't have a problem with.
neither do I.
Neither do
So
I.
let's do what we gotta do.
Okay.
All right.
It doesn't have to be
Well,
Well, if you're
resubmitted,
issuing it,
Angie?
Do you still wanna have a transparency requirement? I mean,
Say that again?
the stockade portion of it, are you okay with that at 4 feet? If it's still stockade, or would you rather see some type of transparency element, which is typical for front?
I'll do a shadow box.
I don't
The,
have a problem with the shadow box.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
shadow
no, I
box
think the
is.
shadow box will get out. I just,
I
I think it
great.
would look
Do
nice.
you want to make
clarify
that, what I
that.
think what you're asking is, do you want us to make that a
a
condition of the
that it can't
variance?
be fully stockade. I don't.
I can-
Yeah.
Is the cost similar? I mean,
Are you building this yourself?
yes.
oh, okay. Because if it isn't, you come back and then you say, well, it was more costly than I thought,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's same, it's very similar materials, a little, it's a little bit more coverage of, fencing, but
So we
It's
just.
shorter,
include
so.
that in the variance.
Yeah.
For the approval of the 4-foot fence with the 1 foot offset.
Yeah.
Those 2 conditions. Got it?
So you are approving a different kind of fence, right?
The shadow box.
Shadow
is what
box.
You indicated, correct?
at 4
Yep.
foot.
I have to confirm that whatever you have.
It doesn't have to be resubmitted as a new application or revised application?
I
Well,
don't,
it goes away because he doesn't need a variance. He's doing, if
Yeah.
he's doing a 4 foot.
Right, but it's.
I may have to amend my building
Could you-
permit.
Could you vote,
So-
could we, could we
Throw a
vote on
condition
both
on it.
variances separately, deny the one? And then, so he has to go to 4 feet, and then the second one, we could vote on, and if it gets approved, like you could vote on them separately. Right?
Wouldn't have
'Cause-
to vote
'cause-
on the
We could disapprove, we could vote on it and not approve his height,
Because
his
then
height
he has to go to
variance.
4 feet,
And
Right.
then we could vote on his
then that would not
relief
cause him to
variance
resubmit.
Right.
and say
Oh,
to
that's the
that.
way around resubmitting to ZBA.
If you want to resubmit, you can come back next month.
No, I don't really want.
No,
I mean, I want to start digging this
If
fence.
if it's 4 foot, it doesn't matter to us what kind of fence it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
a-
complicate.
Right.
But
don't-
if it's
I'm not.
4 foot,
No, I'm not saying you are.
All right.
He's,
Yeah,
the
I think we
first
got it.
one, we don't have to vote on at all.
No, I think you should, because then because,
It would show that the 6 foot has.
yeah,
been
I think you should.
denied.
Okay,
Let's do the
You
secret.
want me to do it? I'll do it if you want.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
want
no,
to-
we gotta do
Secret.
secret
Let's
first.
do the secret
You can
first.
do this if you got
No,
it
go
down.
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Speak up.
This is a type.
Oh, okay.
Please,
sorry.
please, Evie.
We're going in circles. Okay, it is type 2. Mr. Chairperson, in regard to PLZBA 2026-0025, as supported by the staff reports, I ask that the board find this proposal to be a seeker type 2 action with sufficient information available upon which to state that no determination is necessary or required.
I second that motion.
I approve.
I approve.
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 I approve.
All right.
All right,
So I'll do,
you're gonna move to the board to deny.
I might move to approve and see if you guys vote it in. I move that the board approve, so I'm gonna do these variants differently. I move that the board approve the variance with the, based on the following, findings and facts.
You gotta stay with the variances.
Oh, for the first variance, that the area variance to permit a fence height up to 6 feet in the front yard where a maximum height of 4 feet is allowed, and where you're requesting 2 feet variance. So my personal take on this is that the reason we should approve it is it doesn't really create an undesirable change. There's other fences in the area with the same similar height. The benefits sought by the application, I guess,
Only needs one. That's good.
no, it's area. Don't you need all 4?
No,
Okay,
No.
all right. So that's it.
okay, I'll second.
Roll call.
So I'm going to say I deny that request.
I deny the request.
I approve.
No, denied.
No, denied.
Denied.
So there's no second to that, so the motion is.
There was a
I
second.
seconded
He
it.
made
So
it.
approve, okay.
She seconded it.
It didn't pass.
You had
Okay.
4 no's, 1 yes.
So for the second variant, which is the area variance to, for PLZBA 20260025, that I vote that I move that the board approve the variance for the setback of a relief of 4 feet. I'm gonna go with the same area that doesn't create a hazard, doesn't create an undesirable change to the neighborhood, because you have a clear view of the traffic.
I'll second that.
I approve of that.
I approve too.
Yes.
Approve.
Approve.
So are you now, is he gonna have, he's not gonna have the exact same proposed, fence type?
No. he's
So-
using a
Yeah, he doesn't have to
shallow-
come back here now. She's keeps her 4 feet.
4 feet with the shadow box.
Okay,
That's what we'd like to see, right?
I think he's made it very clear.
Okay, well,
good.
we're
okay.
clearing it up
4 feet
on the
high
record.
All right,
with an offset of 4 feet from the property line. So he can build it 1 foot to the line.
That's what I said, isn't it?
Yeah,
And it's a shadow box.
There you go.
okay.
Do you want me, do you want me to,
Leave this
do you want me to put the condition that it's a shadow box on there?
I don't think it's necessary if
No.
if
I
it's
don't-
Yeah,
foot.
it's on
Take
the
the
record,
manager's
so,
word.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Just put a
Yeah.
fence in your yard. Your yard.
Thank
You're
you.
all
Thank
set.
you.
Are you,
Good night.
are you for hire?
Oh, you need a fence?
I know that didn't go the way you guys wanted, but I just, my personal. I'm okay with it happening. That's the way it was. Sorry.
What did you say?
Rick's on 787.
Rick is not gonna make it now.
Rick just called me.
Where is he?
He was on 787.
Oh, so it'll be
2
here in a
minutes
couple
ago.
minutes.
Part of
So-
787. I don't know how traffic looks like.
That should
You can stop, you can stop. 77 is not.
Can we do discussions or? do
Yeah, I
we
mean, it's
need
not
to-
that big a highway, so. that's
Yeah.
all. But
we
if
can
he was coming
start a
upstairs,
discussion.
that
Can we,
might,
can
might
we
mean
start our
exit 1 in Albany.
discussions?
I
Without
guess
it?
so.
Yeah.
You could ask the.
Continue.
If you ever have questions, just
I
table it
give
if he's not here, you know?
5 minutes.
Take the time to clarify.
Let's adjourn just for 5 minutes
Good, I need a-
until
I need a
council,
break.
council's closed, guys. So that's what we'd like to do, please.
Oh, I got this from DMV.
Or you saw me nodding my head. I think a fence without transparency is just so inappropriate.
Yeah.
For a front yard. That's just not good for him either. It doesn't look
Well,
nice.
like, that's right.
Nobody, you never see closed stockade fences in front yards.
No,
Well, it's not,
backyards and side yards.
it's not what Troy wants it to look
Yeah.
like. I'm the city, the city.
I think the shadow box is even.
I do.
I
That's,
think-
I mean, that's the whole point of it,
Yeah.
right? That's a great call, because that's the
Yeah.
compromise when you want privacy in the front. But like,
And it's aesthetic. Please.
pickets with some hedges would also be very nice, you know?
Yeah.
But that's his call. I mean, it's the money to spend his property, so.
It's all, it's right.
They didn't provide. They didn't provide.
Yeah.
There was no-
We're consistent.
Right.
Yeah.
We're consistent.
I like the
This is
statement
from
of the
DMV.
precedent on the
This is what
record.
she gave
That
me.
was
Go
really
with
good.
this.
So, I mean,
Yeah, no,
He-
but it,
he-
on the
he
record,
just
it was very
provided that.
clean. So, yeah.
Surprise transparency isn't already required for front
no,
yard.
so when I went down there
Yeah.
to do my business.
It's weird to have a fully closed fence in the front yard. It just doesn't look.
But that shadow
Natural.
box gave a little bit.
No, I like the shadow box.
Yeah.
I'm surprised our code doesn't already have a requirement for it, but it doesn't
She
apparently.
validated it.
Okay, you did.
Apparently, if you keep it down 4 feet, you could
The one on.
have a
Because
fully
it hadn't
closed fence in
expired.
your front yard.
Right.
Yeah.
All he was doing was changing his address. So then we
Yeah.
did that. and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
Where's the
And,
other?
and the
double-
security.
I mean, I think
He's got,
if I was writing the code for that area, I'd say
Alright.
decorative
no
fence
DM.
only,
Is there
you
a
know,
DMV form? I feel like there was.
personally,
Oh,
I
well,
would.
no, there's.
Yeah, it's a standard architectural practice to not put privacy fences in your front yard.
Got that.
Lawyers are taught to look at both sides of the issue.
That.
I think it looks
We got
nicer in the
this.
rendering, that scoop, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
6 to
we
4 is
don't-
that's a pretty serious fence for a
Oh,
front
yeah.
yard fence.
Oh, yeah. That shadow box looked superior to that, what he was proposing.
Okay. It's on there though.
It is.
And, right here. We got something from them.
Letter said that there is one, hang on.
So that's the- I could have sworn there was something from.
Me too. I thought. It was that, it was with the license.
I think it's fair to want people to be able to build wherever they want on their property as well, you know? I don't think it's a bad take. Yeah.
Yes, I think.
This is your money.
It would stand out, no doubt about it. It would stand out. It wouldn't look good.
All right, you know what?
Who was it?
It- it-
Angie.
I think we're good. Oh, we're up to date. You know, you got, oh, you think not? Oh, okay. Oh, you know that? Okay. Yeah, usually I think they said that the voters ID would be sent to the house or something like that.
For what? For what team?
You know, so
You can just right here.
you wanna have it?
I got it.
Yeah, very young. Did they start drilling next year yet? Did they start drilling the geothermal things yet? You live right there, right?
There was one, right?
It was on its way.
Yeah,
Hold on a minute.
I hope they do.
they're doing it. They said they're doing test ones as training and like to have the public come and like see how it all works and stuff like that.
I hope I can see it. But he did tell me he bought that. And listen, it's not legal by any means. He did say he has to drill his car. Did he give me did he drill me a hole for free, so to speak, to look into my house?
Yeah, I brought that up to him. He said he didn't remember it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
He did tell me. But here's what
I don't think I didn't use your name. I was like, didn't you have some neighbor? You said you're gonna
I was really.
help connect things and stuff.
I will tell you that I'm all for it. I think geothermal is great.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy expensive. Like I haven't quoted on it in the house, it's very expensive.
What was it?
I think it was 30K.
Yeah.
Wow. So if I guess I was gonna spend money on that, it's like I'm doing solar first.
Yeah.
Payback on solar. Exactly. I don't think there's a payback on this either. I don't know what, on geothermal.
There's no way it's getting.
I think we can start the conversation.
Yes. Okay, PLZB 2026-0006, 31 Christie Street. Please state your name and.
Hello, Elizabeth Rodriguez, also known as Lisa. I'm here as an employee of TAP Incorporated, representing Andy Perez. Well, I work for TAP Incorporated, and I'm here representing Andy Perez, the owner of the property.
Is Mr. Perez retaining you or is TAP retaining you?
Mr. Perez.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think we just need one variance here, and oops. The reason is because this property is unusual in that the primary residence is at the rear of the property. So the variance we're requesting is to have the accessory dwelling unit at the front of the property instead of set back 25 feet, because the main house is all the way at the back of the property instead of at the front of the property. If we put the accessory dwelling unit 25 feet back from the front property line, it doesn't leave a nice usable area between the two structures. So that's really it.
Got any pictures? I know.
Drawings or.
This is the elevations that provided. You want to
No, that's.
Google view?
No, I mean, I've been there.
Can you bring up the Google view? Please, I'm
So
sorry.
the dwelling behind is a single family,
Yes,
and this is gonna be a single family?
yes.
It is odd because since it will now be in the front, it sort of becomes the primary building and the building in the back becomes the accessory unit, so to speak.
Mhm. The roles are reversed, yes. But we can't make it
I understand,
large
yeah,
because of the accessory dwelling unit rules.
there we are. Yeah. and it's
How
right
tall
by-
is the new building? How tall was that new building?
Gosh,
I couldn't see it really.
It's 2 stories, it's gonna,
Okay.
it's
it's
gonna.
2
hide
stories and it's
that.
got a hefty attic, but not a large enough attic.
Is he living in the
use.
new building or the old building?
I believe his intention is to keep living in the main house.
Okay, so he's living in the main house now.
The house
And-
should be here. I can read from here. So you should-
Oh,
25 feet.
Okay.
And that's from the street view, that's, even though I'm not gonna see it because there's a fence there, but that's what I would see. So-
yes.
Okay.
It's pitched that way
That was my
because
next question, yeah, what's the pitch?
It's so close to the property line, we don't want to dump water.
Let me see the street view again of the other house. Oh, well, I can't really, there's nothing there to see, okay. I see.
I have a question. The residence is in the back of the property there.
yes,
You want to build a separate structure in the front of the property, just behind where that red fence is located.
yes.
How close to the front property line are you going to come?
I believe we plan to set it back 4 feet. So it looks like about even with where that fence is.
So the actual framing or foundation would be where the fence is,
Yes,
correct?
yes. And the reason to set it back a little bit rather than have it right on the property line like the other buildings on the block, the other buildings, their first story is above grade. This is a slab on grade. And that means the residence windows are going to be closer to the ground. So you don't want them right on the property line because then people can just look right in your windows.
So
You set
there's-
them back a little bit.
There's no basement
No,
proposed.
no basement.
It's on a slab.
Yes.
do the plans allow for 30% or more transparency in your proposal?
I don't think we,
At its current point, no, but it can be updated.
I think that was included in the staff report recommending that you at least provide 30%.
we can do that. That's no problem. You can make that a stipulation.
So will the fence, will this proposal call for the removal of the fence?
Yes.
Let's talk about emergency vehicle accessibility, police, fire, ambulance, getting to what's now the primary residence at the back. If that proposed structure is built in the front.
Yeah.
Is there emergency vehicle accessibility to get to that primary residence that I'm looking at now?
The remaining space between the ADU and the
What's an ADU?
accessory dwelling unit, sorry. That's what this is, that we're proposing, an accessory dwelling unit, which is required to be diminutive and kind of subservient to the main house. There is over, I believe, 25 feet between the ADU and the property to the west. So there's plenty of room this way to get to that house. And that house backs right up to Kane Street in the back. So it has very good fire access, especially compared to other properties in Troy.
So you're telling me there's a street directly behind that primary residence?
Yes.
Oh,
But we're looking at Christie Street.
Right.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
Here's a man.
hey,
Actually, this one.
So that's the
That's
back of the
Kane,
house.
that's Kane Street right there then.
But that's the house. That's Christie's, that's Christie address.
No, that's not Christie,
That's Kane.
Yeah,
That's,
it's-
It is
It's addressed
Christie's.
Christie.
but it
The house-
backs up on Kane.
No, I
Yeah,
know,
it's
but
very
that's about
far
the
set
house.
back. It's a very
Talking
far
about the
set
house,
back
yeah.
home.
Go back to the front view if you would for just a second, please. I just want to ask you a question. Just visually. I'll let you get there. Go around the block. All
There
right,
you
so when I'm, okay, yeah, right from there. So you see where it says no posted or whatever it says,
No
posted sign
parking.
and no parking. So is that one side of the building then all the way to the right? Like where does the, when I'm standing there and this building is erected, where is the, so I'm just gonna call it the river side of the house. Is that right about where that sign is, where it says no parking?
yeah, similar, I would say.
So,
Mhm.
so it's not going to obstruct the original house?
You'll be able to see it. It's the whole width, that whole width there will be visible between this new structure and the property line.
Is there a proposed driveway that goes from Christie Street down the right side of the new structure all the way to the back to the
No.
original house?
No driveway. And there's a little bit of a level change between Kane Street and this property. So it's not really practical to do a driveway.
So is your property where the stockade stops, or is there more there to the right
the
as I'm
right.
looking at this photograph?
I feel like there's more there. I don't know for sure. Ethan, do you know?
So like where that garbage pail is, it goes, I see that there's a chain link fence there.
Right. I think that's our property line.
So how close to that property line are we going?
Here,
I see two numbers here.
it's right here.
5 feet, 7 inches.
5 feet, 7 inches. So the length of me.
And that house neighboring is also set all the way back like that.
Yeah.
But no driveway.
No,
Rick, we saved this one for you.
Yeah.
Well,
Still going to be one lot.
Yep, it's meant to be an accessory dwelling unit to the main house.
Is the plan to rent it?
Yep,
You want to, you, Mr. Perez wants a tenant in that.
Yeah.
He's going to live in the main building, but have a tenant in there.
yes.
Or maybe vice versa.
Andy, is Andy, right? That's the owner?
Mhm.
That's not-
No,
that's.
Okay,
no.
okay.
Oh, he's not here.
Okay, okay, so Andy's got to live, he's a primary residence of the back house, but then he's gonna move to the front, is that what, or, no?
no, he'll stay in the back. The original house, he'll stay there.
So I have a question for council on this.
Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be you. Did you punch in? So I know that there's some rules that I don't really know, but that, Mr. Perez has to be living in the primary residence. He's gonna build this accessory dwelling. What happens down the road when I'm gonna go back to my old stuff, when he moves away? Or moves to Gilderland or something like that, what happens to the rules of that for the next person living there? Or if he maintains ownership and decides to go live someplace nicer?
That's the real question. He moves out. There's two structures remain.
I have another question.
Well,
Hang on.
so what happens?
I presume he would rent it.
They would, right?
Yes.
And then that becomes what we don't want.
I would say that's a flaw in the wording of the zoning ordinance to require, to only allow this where the occupant lives in the primary residence. That's not something you can govern over time. That's something you can govern at a moment in time. And as you point out, it can change at any time, but ADUs are allowed.
The intention was that it would be an accessory to a main house.
So it's more
So that it would, so that in-law apartment, apartment for a child,
an office.
a relative, or something like that. That was,
Yeah.
that was the.
And I think it was for like carriage houses, but the wording didn't probably specify those
You're right.
carriage houses that existed.
Exactly.
I think that really answered my question is I thought the accessory dwelling units were more like for, like you were saying, as like an office, like a home office, a study,
Rental income.
or in-law. I didn't think it was. So
No,
it does,
I think that's what we need to define is what is Troy's definition of an accessory dwelling?
I didn't
because-
think it was meant for renting out for return.
I think there is a definition in the.
Didn't think so
I think
when I read it.
another part of that question is, how do we know if people are renting out things that are supposed to be just true, single-family
We know.
residential things, right?
They're supposed to register.
Now, subletting, you would never know, and you never have an issue with it. So presumably, if they're following that, right, you could sublet this ADU, because you're not actually, if you're living there, right?
If you could market it, it would probably make like a, what's that rent? Program.
Oh, you mean
Like a bedroom.
like furnished finders kind of thing?
Yeah, what's that?
That's for like nursing or stuff like that.
No,
Or-
I'm thinking more like,
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Oh, Airbnb,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know where you were going with it. Evie.
Thank you.
I guess I want to know what is that it?
Yeah, Angelina brought up the definition.
Secondary dwelling unit established in conjunction with and clearly, what's it say? Subordinate to a primary dwelling unit. I mean, in reality, it's a separate house being put in his front yard.
Secondary dwelling established in conjunction clearly subordinate to a primary dwelling.
Right.
It's for.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really seem subordinate.
Because it's in the front. Is that your thought? Like,
Well,
that's-
it's also,
that's my
it's
thought.
also about the same, I don't know how big
About
that,
the same size.
I feel like it's about the same size.
Hmm.
Five bedroom.
And
You mean like in height? Because it's the footprint is tiny if you look at the site plan compared to the house.
What's the square footage of the house versus the square footage of the ADU?
It's interesting. I didn't check the square footage of the house.
Ethan is my glasses today.
So,
Ethan also works at TAP.
hello, hello. So right now the square footage of the ADU is 792 square feet. And the actual proposed coverage of the main house is around, just gonna do quick math here. It's almost double from what I remember.
Is it 792 the footprint or both stories?
792 is actually both stories.
Okay, so it's only
792 square feet is the size of the ADU?
both stories.
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
So the
yeah.
footprint
Li-
is
The
less-
living space.
Yes,
Right.
the footprint is less than 400 square feet. And then the house in back is you can,
Is a house.
yeah, it's 3 times the size.
Yeah.
Of the rear work.
So tying to Zach's comment, Richard, is subordinate relating to the size of the respective buildings or the relationship of the people who reside in those entities? So like, does the accessory unit have to, or the person residing there, persons, have to be related, or as Zach indicated, like an office or some sort of related use to the primary person's residence? Or is it just, again, by size and the nature of it being on the same lot?
What it says, a secondary dwelling unit, so it's not a primary dwelling unit.
Right.
On the lot. Established in conjunction and clearly subordinate to the primary dwelling.
Right.
So
So if I was renting in it, wouldn't it be my primary dwelling unit? Like,
That's-
I'm just playing
That's-
devil's advocate here.
Right, that's what we're talking about, is subordinate.
And then the second part where it talks about the use of that
the accessory
subordinate.
use-
Yeah, the accessory
Right.
use.
It's customarily incidental
Incidental,
and subordinate to the principal use on the lot.
So it's.
which means it's really part of the house.
These two don't have anything to do with that. These are different definitions.
Yeah.
It's this here.
What's the intent of the separate dwelling unit? Rental income?
And I'll add that Troy's new ordinance is very pro-density and very forward-thinking in allowing for this type of use. And Albany, for example, just added this use to their ordinance that they did before ours to allow for more density, because a city is more successful when you have more residents to support the businesses. So I think that's why it's built into the ordinance that you're allowed to do this. They want you to be able to build on your own property and have a rental unit for whoever. It could be a teacher, it could be a student, it could be your mother, your child, anybody. But it's a smaller unit, so more affordable than a main house, but in proximity to larger houses that those people couldn't afford. So the ordinance is very progressive, and we appreciate that. And TAP, maybe you know, we're running an accessible dwelling unit program where we give out grant money to people to build these types of houses, because the state is trying to address the affordable housing crisis. So we have a grant program that gives out $125,000 worth of construction money and service money to help people build these accessory dwelling units.
For the purposes of renting.
Yes.
What would be the limitation on these if the board were to allow this in the front yard of this premises? I mean, could you have ADUs on Whitman Court, say they have pretty big?
That's up to you. And it's case by case basis. That's why we're standing here. This is an unusual case where the house, it's a long lot and the house is all the way at the back. That's a very unusual situation in Troy. It's not the norm.
But there are other places in Troy that have big front yards.
Sure. And it's up to you to decide that because this block already has houses that are up at the line, we thought it made sense that this could work with the accessory unit up at the line or close to the line.
Whitman is an R1.
Check.
He was just.
No, I know.
I think this would be allowed if this house was up closer to the line. And this was in the back, right? We're here for the front setback because the unusual existing condition of,
So if it was in the back, you
house
wouldn't need a
setback.
variance at all.
I'm not positive. It might.
If it were set 25 feet back, we don't need a variance.
Yeah, if you were set 25 foot back, you would not need the variance, you just need a building.
But I don't think R1 is the deciding factor.
This is, we're here because of the unique existing condition of this house happens to be set back very far
Okay.
from the property versus the others.
And you don't have 25 feet to set it back.
Oh, he does.
Well, he does, but
There is space to set it back. It just chops up what's left of the yard into not much usable space. It's chopped into a big sort of front yard and then a kind of a middle yard.
I didn't see your rendering. Do you have a street rendering?
Not a rendering. We have the site plan, we have elevations.
So that's the front of it.
Lisa, does the state,
Yeah.
does the state require the owner to live in either of the units?
Yes.
So how do they ensure that the owner lives in?
Yep. So there's a regulatory period that's enforced through a restrictive covenant of 10 years. And that covenant can also be transferred if they do end up selling the house to the other owner.
who enforces that?
That is enforced through, I guess through us and through HTFC, a New York State Homes Community and Renewal. HTFC is Housing Trust Fund Corporation. That's their overarching organization.
So you would have to, if this person says, okay, I'm gonna live in this one, either the accessory dwelling unit or the main house, and he doesn't actually lives there, how do you know that?
So there is, we have multiple contracts with them that allows us to inspect their property biannually every other year. I believe we approached the city of Troy. I can't remember if it was planning or zoning to discuss the city of Troy also being part of the inspection team to ensure that this is the case, that they are on the property and they are renting it to an eligible tenant. But yeah, that is the mechanism through which we verify that.
A team's been established, you're saying that?
At least on our part, in TAP's part, yes. We have an ADU team that is planning to run this both in Troy and Albany.
I'm sorry, I missed your discussion of the restrictive covenant.
Yeah, so it's a 10-year restrictive covenant that binds the homeowner to not only the stipulation that they have to stay on the property for the 10 years, but that they also cannot basically demolish and put any additions to the ADU and sort of expanding it without our permission or HCR's permission.
And that restrictive covenant is a condition of getting the grant.
Correct.
So you could not sell the property in year 4 or 5 or 7.
You could, but the covenant would then transfer to that owner, and it can only transfer if within the program if they meet the income limits at the time of signing, because the program is meant to assist low to median
Do you
income
own
owners.
other ADU properties in Troy?
We are helping other homeowners develop. Yeah, we're only architects.
So are you the owner, Christie?
No.
These are from TAP. These guys are from TAP.
Okay, that's where I
So
was
this
confused.
Mr. Perez is getting a grant to build this ADU
So that's
through
not
TAP.
Mr. Perez.
How many,
No.
I mean, maybe I'm a
No.
dummy or
That's not.
something.
Let the
but I mean,
record
how
know.
He's
many-
not here.
How many of these does the city of Troy have on tap?
We have one currently outside of the ADU program, which is run by the state. That one's sort of by the east side of Troy. That's one that we know of. There probably have been others, but yeah, in Troy, we're going to do about 10, and none of them have gotten to this part yet or require a variance as of right now. This is the first one that requires a variance.
Are you administering the grant?
TAP is, yes. Yep.
With regard to the restrictive covenant, who is responsible for filing it with the county clerk's office along with the deed? So anyone who does a property search will see that it runs with the land.
Sure, that's on the homeowner's responsibility, and it's part of one of the contracts and one of the documents that they have to sign and notarize in order to get access to the grant funds.
So what happens after 10 years? It goes away.
Yeah, after 10 years, fair game.
Fair game. So after 10 years,
But
we
the-
approve, the owner doesn't need to live there anymore.
Correct.
But the
Based on
deed-
you, but based on our rules, they do. Zoning, right?
I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that's-
like Lisa pointed out, it's a loophole or just a missing link.
Is it
But
our
right
loophole
now-
or theirs? I
Well,
think you're only required.
It's like it was an oversight that, and right now we don't know, we don't really know what will happen at that point.
I'm gonna ask one question. I don't know if I should ask this or not, but I don't understand why we've never met Mr. Perez.
Mr. Perez travels a lot for his occupation, and he has retained us to represent him.
Mr. Perez, has his legal residency been firmly established as Christie Street? I know there were some questions that had been brought up prior.
Yes,
I've not been informed of the result.
neither have we, at least officially. We've only, seen that he's provided documents, and that has come to him being put on this agenda. So we took that to mean that he was approved, and
So you don't know that Mr. Perez legally resides there?
according to his documents and from what he's told us, and the fact that we've gone to site meetings with him, yes, he does live there.
So to get approval for that grant, he has shown you sufficient proof of his residence?
Correct.
This means nothing.
Yeah, so I have his photocopy of his driver's license.
Yeah.
Which has his printed address crossed out
Mhm.
and his 31 Christie Street with, you have.
I just,
Yeah,
say,
I
no,
saw
you keep
that.
going though. It's good.
So
I mean.
Is that
this
legal?
the-
Is
this the
that
way
a
it's done
legal-
When you go for a new license now?
He could and get it updated.
That's our understanding is that's the legal way to do it until the new next licensing cycle is you cross it out and
Did he,
put the correct ad.
did he apply for a new license, you know?
According to Mr. Perez in our correspondence, he has. That's just what he had to do in order to present that to the DMV for a change.
And then there was an insurance document, right, Steve?
Yeah, there's Geico,
Well, there's a Spectrum bill too. that goes
Spectrum,
there.
Geico.
Well, the insurance document could go, you could have, I mean, like if you own a property, you have it insured, you could have the bill go there. I don't know if
I
that,
know. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know if is that, I guess my question is that proof of residency? I don't know.
No, because if you
Can I
own
answer
property, you
that?
have to have homeowners
Oh,
insurance
okay.
on, if you own 5 properties, you have homeowners insurance on 5 properties. With
Yeah.
Your name attached to it. So it doesn't, to me, it doesn't prove residency.
Well, I think that was the request that the ZBA gave Mr. Perez list of items that he
Mhm.
could bring, and
Yeah,
it
well,
was
the
included.
license is, I think, the most valid looking one, even though.
Just a comment of observation on the Geico
Very easily.
correspondence. There's no PNC policy here that states 34 Christie Street is owned and insured by Mr. Perez. This is simply a cover letter dated December 19th of 25, thanking him for being part of the Geico Insurance family.
Well, there's a
But-
policy number scratched out here.
The policy number on the car is scratched out. The policy term is scratched out. But that's not the policy. It's not a P&C policy.
I think you were asking for evidence of bills coming to his residence to
Evidence of
prove,
proof of residence.
well, a bill coming to your house that's usually, a bill goes to your house.
It's an observation.
It's difficult to prove residency in terms of somebody actually sleeping more than half of their nights there. Now, in enforcement, it's easier to see if someone else is living there in the future, if there's issues or concerns, but,
I don't know, is it hard?
I
mean, if you
think
have
probably
somebody
what
that
has
owns-
the most validity, I don't know. Will you
I mean,
have to
just so my
research it
question-
into, like National Grid and Verizon and see if they have
New
multiple
York
addresses
State
on
income
file.
tax.
Verizon, City of Troy tax bills.
I think he
So you
changed
own
it
it.
with the tax department, the City of Troy Tax Department. Did you get something like that, Angelina?
He may have done all of those things and he
Yeah.
may have applied for a new license, but
Mhm.
none of the documentation is.
Yeah, Angelina, he didn't give you anything with the tax, for the taxes?
It's on, the water bill is in there.
There's a letter from Marty Rounds indicating that the
Yeah.
water bill is coming in his name.
Mhm.
They have that.
If you're renting.
Yeah.
If you're renting,
It's still
Yeah,
the
exactly.
owner,
I don't know.
right?
That's what I'm
It's just, it's thin, let's put it that way. He may be trying to do exactly the right thing, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, because I think he was in transition from going from New York City to
Right?
here.
He travels all around.
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm sure there's a standard like the IRS has, or someone that owns two homes, like one in Florida, one in New York, which taxes you're gonna pay, right? I'm sure there's a standard of.
We
Bring
pay
them-
both.
Yeah, I know, but you pay both, but
Where,
prime-
the
One
legal
of
test
the-
is called domicile.
but I'm sure there's a way to prove that.
Yes, it's
Yes.
called a copy of your New York State income tax return that shows your residence address as your address of file.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I guess, like, where
There's
does,
no guess.
where does his employer, where do they send his W-2? Like, that would be interesting to me. I don't know, not asking
No,
you,
yeah, I know.
I'm just asking the question generally, like, I don't know. I
is
guess I'm
that,
torn
is
on
that
this.
really the issue? I mean,
Well,
if it
here's
is, I would have hoped that we would have heard that that wasn't enough documentation, so he could have gotten you more before we came back to you.
I think at the point he provided 2020, was it 2024 W-2? I remember the first time he appeared here, he provided a W-2 for, I do remember that.
I,
He did.
Well, I do agree with you. Is that the issue? I mean, do you love the idea
so.
other than this, or do you not like the
I
idea?
think the intent of these accessory dwelling units were not to be rentals. I think that's when I don't think this was a thing when they wrote this back when it was 20, whenever it was. I think it was.
I'm just gonna interrupt for a
Hold on One
second.
second. I think this was more like you said about, or Angie said about carriage houses, in-law apartments and those type of things. I don't know if it was renters. I mean,
Just dwelling unit, it's called a dwelling unit. It's
yeah,
a place
I
where
agree.
somebody
And then
lives.
the fact that it's, the other part of it too, is that your grant requires you to be there. They live there 10 years and then, but the code requires them to be there permanently. And I think that's the idea. To me, if you want a rental unit, split the property, in my mind, but I don't know, I'm personally torn on this, right? This is an offense for somebody to protect their kid going through the yard. This is a rental apartment, which is a lot different. And I sometimes think when we talk about density, I think we're a little over dense.
I would agree.
And so I don't know. I have to think about it a lot more right now. So I'll shut up.
I just want to say generally ADUs around the country and in New York, they're meant to be, an additional rental income. And they're also meant to uphold property value. And it's one of the only forms for homeowners nowadays, especially in single family zones, to become their own developer. It's one of the ways to promote that type of wealth, where especially in low to median income zones where there are no mechanisms to do so. And the grant, the New York State grant, the fact that it's that lenient of a covenant and that forward in terms of the amount that it's giving per homeowner shows that that is the intent to promote that type of wealth building where there previously was none.
And I think we all respect that, and we respect the intent of the loan, of the grant, but it's all tied to making this homeowner relying on him or her to show proof or to be the actual owner and actually reside. And so all this money, all this reliance depends on that. And what we have been shown thus far is very flimsy support of that. Because you could conceivably have bills sent to different locations for other reasons.
When you did your
So
drive,
I just want to say something to
I have a question for you.
obviously my opinion. I mean, I've driven by there. It looks like that.
Because that was my
I
question.
personally don't like the idea of a house in front of a house. I think it detracts from the property value of the primary house. I think it's a money grab and I don't like it.
Does the house, so when you guys did drive-bys, I wasn't able to because I was busy working. Is the house in that much disrepair? Because to
Yes,
me,
it
Yes.
looks just like that.
Absolutely, yes.
that looks like an abandoned
He's done
house to
nothing
me.
to it.
Yeah. And
And
it's
and now he
taxpayer
wants to put a
money.
house in front of it.
If I'm understanding this properly, it's taxpayer money funding that
Well,
new.
it's New York
New
State.
York-
It might be coming through home or.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It
looks
Is
abandoned.
it coming through home?
It's a mixture, but it's taxpayer money.
Well, that's
It
an,
is tax, but
Yeah.
I mean, New York State has these housing grant programs. Sometimes they're tied to income. Is this one tied to income?
You mean like if there's income limits?
There are income limits,
Yep.
yes.
do we have any photos of the inside of the house to show that someone is actually residing in that kind of?
I don't think that's
Condition.
important.
Yeah.
I think we have to decide.
We
The
can't
idea of the house
require,
is not yet.
however, if the outside looks dilapidated and he claims that he's residing there, that would give some indication that he is actually residing in that dilapidated house.
With respect, I do want to, echo what Lisa was saying, in that, there has been correspondence. He has been providing and been very collaborative in doing what you have requested of him. And although they're not present physically, there is an email evidence that shows that he's been trying to comply. What we're a little bit frustrated with is that, it sounds like we're hung up on the idea of whether he is or isn't the owner, when that isn't the dealing of why we're here and why we were retained. That should have been done prior to us showing up here.
To be fair, okay, I think there are two problems here, at least that's what I'm hearing from the board. One is they're not sold on the idea of putting an ADU in front of the other one. The second one is that the program has certain limitations, and the evidence that has been provided is not persuasive enough. And it's the board that has to decide this. So you would be well advised, I think, if you were to satisfy the board that that was his genuine residence, because it doesn't even look like a residence right now, like someone is residing there. Maybe that might tip the balance a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a voting member. I understand your frustration, but understand the board's frustration. You're here asking for relief, and you're not satisfying them that you deserve it.
Well, it's not us, it's the owner. The owner has been providing these
Right, but
documentation.
you represent the owner.
Right, correct. But what I'm saying is that there are more documents than what is present to you right now. It's just in email form. And That should have been observed.
I think we should,
I think they were looked at before. Those were also not pursued.
right. Is there any public have any questions or, okay? And is anybody online, Angie?
No, nobody's online, but there are some recommendations in the staff report that staff thought that the current
sidewalks
state,
and curbs. and
yeah,
all
the
that kind
current
good
state
stuff.
of this
Yeah.
property is in a poor state. And so I think I already sent copies to the applicant, represented by Tapia. They want the sidewalks and the curbs upgraded to meet code. Yeah.
Can you summarize it? I think, if there's no more questions, can we bring it to a secret, please?
Oh,
Yep. Seeker.
all right, Mr. Chairperson, in regard to PLZBA 2026-0006, as supported by the staff reports, I ask that the board find this proposal to be a seeker type 2 action with sufficient information available upon which to state that no determination is necessary or required.
I'm sorry, I'm just screw you guys all up here. Is there though? So if you said the elevation was different, right? So the house is set back, is lower, you're pitching a roof this way and the water runs off, it's gonna run off into that house. I mean, there might be an environmental aspect to this, I guess. And I don't know, but to me, I don't know.
The water's running off into the yard. There's plenty of yard space on that side of the house. There just isn't yard
So it's
space on
just
the.
you want to keep more yard, because then I'm gonna say if there's plenty of yard space, why
Yeah.
not just set it back to 25 feet?
Because they lose the yard space.
That's, then you want a rental property, and then you might, this is what you want to do. I don't know. I think it's self-induced. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm thinking, the more I think about it.
It is,
I mean,
it is.
you have the room to do it within code.
Proceed with, let's
Go ahead,
proceed.
Sorry.
The classification of the seeker type 2 is not in question. So
Okay.
my motion stands. Anyone seconding?
I would second.
Call.
I approve.
I approve the seeker.
Approve.
Approve.
Approved seeker.
Zach,
No,
Pam.
I mean,
I can call it to vote if you want us to call it to vote. I mean, I think there was some concerns raised. I guess it's up to you. Do you want us to table it or do you want us to call it to vote?
Do you want to reconsider your plans based on what does?
I have a sense that if you voted, you would vote no. And so if you
Okay.
table it and he provides all the proof, are we going to come back and find that you vote no? So.
so I would like to address that. So
Okay.
I don't care for the project. I don't care if he lives there or he lives in Idaho. I don't care for the project.
Mhm.
I'm not hung up on the proof. I'm just saying. I'm pretty transparent.
I'm in
so.
favor of voting on this tonight.
I am. To me, you got the room, do it within code. I can't stop you. To me, I'd feel a lot better if it was, the grant was not this 10-year thing and it was attached to forever. Because that's what our rules are, and it's not.
It's not.
And it's not our grant to
That's
change.
wrong.
It's like, yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's
That's, you asked. I'm giving you my answer. I don't know.
My one comment opinion, I guess, on my end would be like, again, I have to look further if something else is triggered, but if they could set it back closer, I would say practically speaking, I kind of do think it fits better near the front, given the unique setback of the existing house. It does fit in okay there in terms of
Okay.
location, in my opinion. It's just an opinion.
You also dislike the scallop fence. We did discreet on that one too. So.
I think both of your concerns are very reasonable as well.
I agree with you.
Non-voting session.
Okay, I don't know. I can call it the vote if you want me to.
Yes, please.
I'll even do it the way I did the last one. Is this this is an area there?
This is, so you only need one.
Yeah,
You only need one. Okay. In regards to PL ZBA 2026-0006, 31 Christie Street, I move the board approve the variance. You know what? I'm gonna put the condition that, with a condition that the resident remain, the primary owner of the property remains a resident or living on the property in the primary.
In
Assignment?
perpetuity?
Forever, yes.
Forever?
Forever.
Well, not forever.
10
Well, you
years.
said that.
No.
No, they're
and site conditions,
How should I say
10
that?
years.
site conditions, you wanna. include
The site condition that the owner of the property remain as the primary residence in the primary building. Does that make sense?
No.
Yeah, that, no, the curbs and sidewalks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the conditions
At
of.
the bottom there.
Yeah,
Of your,
all right.
Zach, right here.
I'm sorry, council, do you agree with that stipulation? Is that,
That's the owner of the property remain as a
Be
resident?
Transferable, right, Rick, as well.
Well, it would be transferable.
Rick, I think Lisa's asking a question.
yeah, do you agree with that stipulation that that this has to be an owner occupied property in perpetuity because of that line in the zoning ordinance?
Can't make it.
Doesn't really matter whether I agree or not. That's the motion before.
I mean, I can re-say it, I can restate it if you want me to.
I think you should restate it to clarify that it remain an owner occupied residence and that the accessory structure remain clearly subordinate to the owner occupied residence.
Okay. I restated that.
Is that what you want?
And that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Rick. Also, as part of a condition to of us approving this, that the property owner will address the sidewalks, the curbs to ensure they are compliant with ADA standards, and removing of the fence and general upkeep of the property. I mean, making it, cleaning up the yard and fixing it so it
Looks like somebody.
doesn't look like an abandoned building. Let me see here.
Yeah, I think that's it.
The hardship relating to the property is unique based on the setback when compared to similar properties. It does not apply to substantial portion of the neighborhood because the other houses are not set back as far. That would be the one we would use.
Rick, what do you think?
You made a motion. Anyone second it?
No, you guys wanted me to make the motion, I made the motion to the best of my ability.
All
Okay,
right,
so we're setting the
I'll-
condition that, yeah, I'm gonna set you straight. Do you want me to set you straight?
No.
Okay.
I'll second that for you, Zach.
No,
May-
it
may I
wasn't for
start-
me, it was
may
for
I
them.
start the roll call?
Yes, you may.
I deny such a request.
Denied.
I would deny the request because I really think it's a self-created hardship. And I think the additional dwelling unit changes the character of the neighborhood just by appearance of having the ADU so close to the front of the property line.
I vote not to approve. I don't think the conditions are enforceable sufficiently. And I don't think sufficient proof of resident by Mr. Perez was provided.
I abstain.
Thank you for your time.
You made a motion, so why was staying?
I just need more time to understand, like, and think about it. I think that's really,
We've had 2 months.
okay, I mean, it,
I don't think we have a rule on it. Do we have a rule on extension? Which usually have to have a ballot.
okay, I'll vote, Rick, just so.
No
you-
extensions and no
What?
vote under
What?
rules.
I'll vote no. I changed my vote.
Unfortunately, the way I think.
Thank you.
Paul,
Stupid,
wanna-
it's just a no.
Yeah, I presented so kind of.
Hey, guys. We have a motion
I'd
to
like to make
adjourn.
a motion to adjourn the
Not from
CBA
here,
meeting.
not motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm just saying.
I abstain.
You should need a good reason because it's a no. So I agree with you.
I approve.
'Cause it's basically acting as a no.
So we made a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
So I don't know who seconded it.
I did.
Evie second, and we all approve.
We're going dirty? We gotta go